Hello there guys and girls, this is the Prussian Prince with another FotS Samurai tournament match, and this is going to be the match between CW's Sony and Titan's Beowolf. So it's a round 1 matchup. We'll see how it's gonna go. Should be an interesting matchup. I mean, I know both clans, Titan's less so, but Sony is like one of the iconic Russian players, like a really good player from the Russian scene. So this is going to be an interesting match, I feel. Anyway, again, like first 2 games on our Ridge Pass, next 2 on next 2 would be on, I forgot what map that was. Oh, Kawabe River, yeah. Kawabe River, and then tiebreaker if necessary on Ubayu Onsen. Standard stuff. Anyway, for the dojos, we have Sword Dojo on Beowolf's side, and actually he's not going for the Sword Dojo. And we have Archery Dojo on Sony's side. So interestingly enough, Archery Dojo doesn't help Sony, whereas the Sword Dojo would help Beowolf in this situation a lot though, because he'd be facing a lot of like melee units, I suppose. And melee units, like if you have the Sword Dojo against them, it would be quite cool, because then you'd be able to do quite well. Anyway, I'm gonna go over Beowolf's army composition. He has up front 3 Yari keys, 1 rank 4, 1 rank 2, and this one rank 2 as actually rank 2? Yeah, rank 2 as well. Does he have a 4th Yari key? He should, but I don't really see where it is. No, I don't see it anywhere. But yeah, both of them have a bit similar flags. One's darker than the other. So 3 Yari key, not 4, interestingly enough. Anyway, he has a full gun general with Gunabate, then a main line composing of, let's see his elites first. So infantry, the marine, rank 9, super upgraded. Same with his Royal Marines. So these guys aren't really too efficient, because he's upgraded them more than he needed to. As for the other things, let's see. Let us see, what does he have? Well, I'm trying to look at things, but it's rank 2 Red Bear with reload upgrades, it seems, and a vanilla Red Bear here too. Let's see, 2 Shogunate infantry and 1 Shogunate guard infantry. Wow, interesting stuff. Don't really see those units too much. Again, this vanilla Yarikachi, and that seems to be Beowolf's build actually. As for Sony, he has a really interesting rush, I can already say. So he does have 3 Shogitai rank 2, seems like they all have melee attack upgrades. Yep, kind of expected. Then we have 3 Spear Levy. That is his infantry corps. So pretty small infantry corps, it's like a pure rush. Now where's his general? There he is. It is actually Bushido general with some points in gun, actually, it seems. Quite a few points. He doesn't have like the Bushido ability, does he? Like, I forgot what it's called, but makes units like really fast, I think. Anyway, since he's Bushido, he's able to capture this Sword Dojo just by staying mounted with his cavalry. So that's pretty cool bonus that Bushido generals do have. So he has here a rank 5 Yariki with melee attack and defense upgrades. Rank 4 one here with, again, same thing it seems. And a rank 5 here again. He does like rank 5 Yarikis, interestingly enough. As for the rest of his cavalry, he does have 2 more Yarikis rank 6 here. Wow, that's some insane cavalry forces he has. Saber Cav rank 3 here. And that seems to be the build of Sony, so he has a lot of cavalry units. And I like how he's spreading out his forces. This is quite cool. But this attack here is going to be, I mean, I like that he's moving over here because he isn't giving too much line of sight, but at some point Beowolf is going to have line of sight. So we'll see how that goes for him. But by the way, this is game 2, because game 1 I don't really have the replay of that game, unfortunately. It was lost. I don't even know the score at the moment, so bear with me. It is the best of 5, so we will see at least 2 more games. Anyway, let's See how they're gonna try and engage as I hit play, because it was moving quite slowly. We have Sony actually coming in from an angle. This could be quite cool, but again, the interesting part is that none of them actually have revolver cav. That is, I find quite interesting. Anyway, Sony's moving up here. His spear levy might be wavering and routing really soon. Have Beowolf moving up his forces over here, interestingly enough. But oh, this saber cav charge is doing damage, but I don't think it's too effective. It's getting destroyed by a downhill Yariki charge. Look at the Shogitai of Sony. They're under suppression fire, and they might actually rout very soon, especially as they're getting shot to pieces. One of them already routs, and this one could too. And will it even make it? It will not. As you can see here, the effects of suppression fire are quite pronounced on all of these Shogitai. I wonder if this unit will make it. But look, all the Shogitai of Sony are actually running away from the battlefield. This one might actually, no, will it make it? It might make it. And if it makes it, it's going to get a boost in morale, so it won't rout as quickly, I think. And there we go. Let's make it here. Oh, but Sony does have hidden revolver cap, 2 of them. I didn't really see them. But they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to infantry, the marine. But here's the thing, Sony's units are like, ooh, and his revolvers are getting shot by other units. This Shogun Guard infantry, for instance. His own general is starting to do some damage, but look, he's lost so many of his units. So many of his units. Ooh.
Sir, an entire unit is dead, sir.
So yeah, I think this is game. I don't think it's looking too good for Sony at this point. Yeah, he has units, but Beowolf should be able to win the game here. And look, this revolver cam is kind of being wasted right now, and we have more Yariki for Beowolf. He's not actually microing them properly. Okay, there we go. He's gonna get a charge on that unit, but look at these Shogitai for Sony, not doing too hot at all. Revolver Cav though, nice position here. He kills the Royal Marines. No, I don't think so. Even if he kills the Royal Marines, like, I don't see him doing much. It's Beowolf's forces. So this is actually pretty one-sided victory for Beowolf. I'd say this is a weird rush by Sony, and you don't really see rushes anymore. And despite Beowolf not really having revolver cap, he did manage to defeat Sony's rush. Yeah, I don't really see this kind of rush working too much anymore. So yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna see Sony's general fall and rout off the battlefield as it gets shot to pieces from all angles. Wow. And he's off the field. He is off the field. So much smoke on the battlefield. But yeah, that was game 2. Let's look at the statistics. Again, I felt like it was pretty one-sided. It was like the front line of Sony routed so quickly due to all the suppression fire that Beowolf used. Like, it was super effective in that scenario. It was cool that he used suppression fire. That was really nice. And then, yeah, still waiting to see the statistics, but it was pretty one-sided again. Like, you can see based on the kills too. Just Beowolf didn't really lose too much, to be honest. Anyway, kill-wise, look at all these units for Beowolf, killing so many troops. And this Shogunate infantry, wow. For Sony, the 2 revolver cav, kind of expected, I guess. So yeah, he did rush with a revolver cav, but no revolvers for Beowolf. That was quite odd. Anyway, see you in game number 3. So this is game 3 of the match. Now it is cooperative, and actually, apparently, in the first game, Sony won, so it is 1-1 at this point. Just found out. Anyway, we shall see how this one's gonna go. But I would favor Sony. Like, if he goes for more standard compositions instead of like rushing, just super solid line revolver and maybe some Yariki builds, like, that's basically, like, he should be able to win, I think, because he is very good at that. Anyway, I'm gonna put it in slow motion. Let's look at the dojos. We have farmhouse over here, sword dojo, and a up top we have an archery dojo. So actually all of the dojos are quite cool, besides maybe the sword dojo. So they should be fighting for all of them. And let's see, I'm gonna go for Sony's build first. So he is Bushido with some points in gun again, so I think he could like send a cavalry unit here and capture it. Unless he really wants the hill, then he'll probably send all his cav. And that's basically what Sony's doing at the moment. So let's see. Sony's got 2 Yariki rank 5, 2 Yariki rank 6. That's very strong cavalry contingent. And he has 150 range guard cav. And I think on this map it's kind of a weird choice because of how the map layout is. Like there are so many line of sight blockers and such, so I'm not quite sure about that. Then he has 1 revolver cav. So that's a normal standard unit to bring, I suppose. His general, yeah, again, as I said, Bushido gun mix. Then he has, wow, let's see, 3 red bear infantry and a shogunate infantry and a black bear. Now what does Beowolf have? Let's see. Vanilla Imperial Guard cav. 2 of those actually, not revolver cav, interesting. Yariki rank 6 too. And his general is full gun again. I don't really see any kind of cavalry for him. But look at Sony, he's actually sending... Yeah, he does have another unit here, Saber Cav rank 2 with a red bear. So he's definitely going to be able to capture the farmhouse. And the sword dojo should be no problem for him as well. As for Beowolf's forces, well, actually we have an engagement over here. You can see Sony going in with his Yariki into... And he's going to be able to actually make it into Imperial Guard Cav. This is a huge blunder by Beowolf here. The Yarikis will slaughter Imperial Guard Cav in melee. I'm gonna go over the rest of Beowolf's forces quickly though. He has how many elites? He has 4 elites, 2 Shogunate Guard infantry here, and a US Marine and Infantry de Marine. He has 2 Shogunate infantry and the Red Bear infantry, rank 2 apparently. Interesting, with the reload upgrades. So yeah, the engagement here, I think it's going really well for Sony. And look, it indeed is, because his cavalry, like he's fighting slightly downhill. And his cavalry is overall of better quality than Sony's, than Beowolf's, my bad. Now we can see that Beowolf's general is getting charged by Yariki, so this is not gonna bode well for the general of Beowolf. If his general dies here, like this could be huge at this point. And you can see Sony is actually gonna try and flank around.
Fight, sir. He has sustained a terrible injury.
There goes Beowolf's general. Look at Sony just going frontally into the infantry. He doesn't care at all, but I mean this is a bit risky right now, but I mean he is achieving something which is keeping Beowolf off the hill, but I don't think this is optimal for him though. Like he's gonna lose his cavalry here. He does have a few more cavalry units. So I think this is a little bit of a waste, but he did get the hill at this point, and he does have the farmhouse. It's controlled by him right now. So the farmhouse is really important here, and he will also be able to get the archery dojo. So this is a really cool thing that Sony's doing. I quite like his approach in this game. He's gonna try and keep moving along. You can see Sony is in the forest, so he does have a really good position here. But Beowolf has 2 150s, whereas Sony doesn't. But on this map, you can be alright without 150s. Believe it or not, because 150s aren't so necessary here. I mean, sure, they might be okay for here, but even here there's some line of sight blockers at some points and such, so maybe they're not the best choice. Again, Sony will have all 3 dojos. He has the archery dojo, he controls it. I think that, wow, some nice shots here by, actually, shots into nothing. Maybe actually killed part of the Shogunate infantry, not sure. But anyway, what Beowolf can do here is, he can't even push this side because of the line of sight blocker. However, he can uncap the archery dojo if he wants to. Though, like, if he puts a unit over here, like this, he can uncap it. It won't be a problem for him because of the as you can see, the line of sight is quite bad. But if Sony keeps pulling back here, like, Beowolf will be able to use his 150 because look, there is some line of sight here. Like Beowolf's 150s can actually fire at that. And is there a line of sight for this unit? No, there is none. As for Sony, you can see him moving around cavalry. He's gonna try and get behind those lines of Beowolf, but Sony doesn't have to go for an attack. He holds all the dojos right now, so there's a timer. Unfortunately, I can't see the timer, but it's clearly gonna be... It's clearly ticking in, like... I mean, it doesn't show in the replay, but in the real game, you have like a 10-minute timer once somebody has all the dojos on the map. And if the timer goes down to 0, then the player holding all the dojos is going to end up being the victor in the battle. So let's see how Beowolf is gonna try and uncap at least the dojo to stop the timer. But it feels like Sony might actually be the one trying to start the engagement. Because it's going to be quite difficult for Beowolf to actually pull anything off in this situation. Because he doesn't have his general. He doesn't have any cavalry left. He just has infantry. And sure, his infantry is really strong, but just look at all the dojos Sony has. And just Sony's units are like insane. And Sony could actually use his 150 range guard cap here to push forward and just make it safe for him. And look, he's already gonna start trying to shoot it, to get a shootout against these guys. And look, like basically what he can do is he can use his 150 range guard cap against like these 125 lines. Keep shooting, and even if he runs out of ammunition, which will take a while, he can just go around, get to the archery dojo, and simply reload. But it looks like Beowolf is doing the smart thing, which is decapping this archery dojo. So that's good for Beowolf. And Sony, does he actually have line of sight here? I think if he moves up a bit more, he might be able to shoot at this Shogunate infantry. But I don't think... And look, this isn't even 150 range. Like, Beowolf moved his infantry to marine a bit too far. He needs to pull it back a little bit to use his 150 range properly. We see Sony moving up over here. This is a mistake, I think, based on the way he's doing it. Like, this could end up losing him the game. I mean, yeah, he's got Imperial Guard cap coming in over here, but have a line infantry for Beowolf here. This is not how I want to see Sony pushing through, but I guess it will work for him, but it's still like not what he should be doing. Oh, this Red Bear destroying the Shogunate infantry. Shogunate infantry not really able to do much even in this position. Now Beowolf realizes that he should pull back his infantry, but here comes Sony's cavalry and they should seal the deal. But still, not a proper attack by Sony here. Like, this is gonna cost him a lot of men. Now with this revolver cav shooting into the rear of the Shogunate Guard infantry. Shogunate Guard infantry might even rout, even though it has so many men. It's getting shot to pieces by all these units. And you can actually see, here comes a saber cap charge by Sony. This should destroy the Shogunate infantry. But Sony is being so reckless with his units that if he didn't have such an advantage in the game, he might have actually lost it. But it doesn't matter at this point, and he's just going to wrap up this game without problems. He's shooting all these units to smithereens, and look at this US Marine trying to run. It's trying to do something, but it's going to end up dying to all the forces that Sony has at this point. Just look at all of those guys shooting, destroying the forces of Beowolf, and everything routes off the field for Beowolf. And this means that Sony is going to be up 2-1 in this series. So Beowolf's going to have to pull something off if he wants to come back, which is going to be, again, like I say it, but it's just going to be a difficult task considering the how should I put it, the caliber of his opponent. I just don't see Beowolf making a comeback here. But, you know, anything is possible. Let's put it that way. So, you can see Sony getting a lot more kills despite deploying more as well. He actually killed quite a few of his own men, surprisingly so. Whereas Beowolf only killed 7 of his own men. Anyway, kills for Sony. Lots of kills on Yarikis expected because they destroyed the Yarikis of Beowolf since they're so much better. Saber Cav doing a lot of work. Revolver's kind of wasted, to be honest. And then his infantry. Again, Imperial Guard Cav also wasted. But didn't matter. He had all 3 dojos and he made sure that Beowolf doesn't really have any cavalry anymore in the beginning. So he was able to do anything he wanted, basically. As for Beowolf, did any of his units do enough damage? No, they didn't. So I'll see you in game 4. So this is game 4, again on Kawabe River. And it's gonna be interesting to see how Beowolf's gonna pull this one out. I mean, how he's gonna try and make sure that he gets this win. So I don't think he'll be able to do too much here. And you can clearly see that Sony is a level above him, I think. I mean, not in the melee rush game, but that was a weird game by Sony, to be honest. I don't normally see him rushing, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the builds, but first the dojos, shrine up top, farmhouse in the center, archery dojo all the way on the low ground by the river. Okay, so some interesting dojos again. Now for Sony, we have again Bushido Gun General. There's a cavalry. He has Saber Cav rank 2 with 2 revolvers on his right flank. Then in terms of Yarikis, he has a Yariki rank 6 here with a Shogunate Guard Cav rank 3. Risky choice. Yariki rank 6 over here, and 2 more cavalry units all the way on his left flank. 2 Yarikis level 5. Now, in terms of infantry, he has 1 Yarikachi level 2 that he's going to be sending up here to capture this hill and make sure that he at least has some presence on the side with the Shrine Dojo. In terms of lines, he has an Imperial Infantry all the way on his right flank here, next to the Archery Dojo. He has 3 Red Bears, and that is basically it for Sony. Now for Beowolf, let's see his build. He has, again, Full Gun General, with Yariki Vanilla here. Wait, it is the Yariki, yeah. Yariki Vanilla. Yariki rank 4. So Yariki rank 3 here. And another Yariki. This one is rank 6. As for his infantry, he has... How many elites does he have? I can't see. He has at least 2, I think. Yeah, he does have 2 elites. So this is an infantry marine and Royal Marine. Again, leveled up too high, so they are too costly for what they do. And the Yarikachi Vanilla, so he also brought the Yarikachi. Not the bad idea on this map for this hill over here. I wish I had the illustration tools like in Rome 2. Anyway, how many Shogunate infantry did Beowolf bring? Wow, because he has a lot of those. He has, I think he has 3 Shogunate infantry. Yeah, 3 Shogunate infantry. And 1 Red Bear on his far left flank with 2 reload upgrades. And that is basically it for Beowolf. Now let's hit play and see how the battle unfolds. So I think, yeah, Sony, as you can see, is already capturing the archery dojo with 1 cavalry unit. He's capturing the shrine, and he's not actually contesting the farmhouse, which is okay because there are 2 150s by Beowolf here. So contesting that will be really difficult for Sony, but at the moment Beowolf can't really even go for the farmhouse. And look at this move by Sony. He will actually start going around and forcing Beowolf to turn his forces. So Beowolf might actually try to engage here, but this could prove to be costly for him because look, these 2 Yarikis are not on the same level as these 2 Yarikis by Sony here. In fact, he actually has 3 Yarikis here. Wow. And this Yarikachi and Red Bear, like with these forces here, Sony should have no problem holding the hill. Again, he has only 1 line unit, but it's in a pretty good position. Look at Sony, like this is so smart. He's using a single Red Bear unit to screen the middle against all these expensive units by Beowolf. Look, an infantry, the marine, a Royal Marine, and a Shogunate infantry, all facing what exactly? A Red Bear infantry. And okay, the general, but the general is super mobile. It can go around anywhere as Sony wants. So this is a very cheap center by Sony, whereas Beowolf's center is super like strong. But I think this favors Sony because this means he can have like advantages on the flanks. So We'll see if Sony can push those advantages. Again, he has the shrine. He has the archery dojo. So, advantage for Sony in that regard as well, besides positioning. But it looks like Beowolf might be trying to use his avatar's bodyguard to hit the Yari key here. And the ambush, but I don't think this is good for Sony. He's going to be pushing downhill here. And yes, he's in the forest, he'll be firing downhill, but he's up against what is the Shogunate infantry and the general's bodyguard here. Here comes the cav engagement though, and I don't like this for Beowolf, because Yari key, again, Sony getting a downhill charge into Beowolf's units. He's gonna send in another Yari key unit, and look, Beowolf is sending also his own cavalry, but this is gonna go very poorly for Beowolf, I think, the engagement over here, because his Yari keys are getting slaughtered at this point. Yeah, this Yari key is rank 4 and it's doing some damage, but I mean, just look at Sony's units. He's got more Yari keys coming in, and they're gonna be hitting the general, I think. And Sony's Yarikachi actually making it into the Shogunate infantry. Miss micro here by Beowolf. He should have pulled back this infantry unit. He's mismicroing the Shogunate infantry too, but it should be able to kill the Red Bear. But still, this is such a costly engagement for Beowolf. Even his general will fall at this point. Look at all these cavalry units of Beowolf. This is such a bad engagement for Beowolf here. We also have an engagement over here. And Sony is gonna get his saber cap into the infantry de marine without the infantry de marine getting a shot off. Right? Oh, and look at Sony just moving around his cavalry after getting rid of his cavalry here. But this isn't too effective for Sony actually. He will be losing his cavalry, but these cav charges into the infantry de marine will destroy the infantry de marine. However, Sony should be going around with this cavalry or pulling through. Yeah, nice job by Sony pulling through here, and he should be going around, hitting both of these units in the rear, and that should be game, I think. Sony even has revolver cav. Look at the revolver cav destroying the infantry de marine and the Yarikachi right now. I don't see Sony losing this game at this point. And he has another Yari key unit going into the rear of this Royal Marine. Red Bear also routed off the field. So definitely Sony's game at this point, and it was all over very, very quickly. So it seems like Sony's gonna end up taking the game 3-1 as expected from him, I suppose. And he's one of the players to look out for in this tournament. And I believe next match he'll be facing either Vitalik or Cap the Psycho. We'll see how that match went. But yeah, that is game. Sony wins 3-1. Quite decisive, besides like that weird melee rush that he did. And I don't know how game 1 was either, so I can't comment on that. But the games that I saw from Sony here, the last 2 games, decisively in his favor, I should say. So besides him, like Beowolf did some really weird choices in this game regarding his build. I don't think he ever brought revolver cav. I don't remember, which was a weird choice. Then he brought all these, like, a lot of expensive lines, like the Shogunate infantry, which, okay, they're good, they're very good, but you already brought 2 150s, so I would have rather brought more like Black Tortoise or Red Bear infantry instead, personally. But yeah, and the killing of his Yari keys, say for instance, I would have preferred to bring 2 Yari key rank 2 instead of a vanilla Yari key and then a Yari key rank 4, because then you have like, at least this unit can have a bit more attack. That's what I prefer anyway. But yeah, that was game, and the Shogunate Guard cavalry didn't really do much, but it didn't die anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.